One of the primary purposes I have for my channel is try to foster peace and bridge gaps. Now, sometimes when you're promoting the truth, it causes friction and people get upset about it and people get highly emotional and ad hominem attacks start flying. In my last video, I in no way intended for anybody to lash out at cops or military personnel, ex-military, current military, or whatever. It's my intent to get people just to look at the facts. Look, I've never been in the military, so I don't know what it's like. And I know a lot of people who've been in the military, are in the military, have retired from the military. I listen to their stories. I listen to what they say. Some people are glad that they did it. A lot of people regret their service. They don't want you to thank them for their service because they believe what they did was absolutely dastardly. Others expect you to thank them for their service. You know, there's just a broad array of reasons people got into the service. I'm sure there's a certain percentage of people who got in there because they believed in America and they believed in the concept of protecting and defending democracy, which, gotta face it, democracy is nothing short of un-American, okay? It's non-individual. It's anti-individual. Democracy is, in the words of Benjamin Franklin, two wolves and a lamb deciding on what to have for dinner. It's the 51% telling the 49%, here's what you're going to do or else. So democracy is evil. Democracy is evil like socialism is evil or communism is evil. So this idea of protecting and defending democracy is bogus just on its face. But I understand that a lot of people enlisted because they believed that they were protecting the freedoms of Americans. Now, when they got there, if you were deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever, you found out real quick, if you had your eyes open and you weren't just this blind order follower, which if you read Smedley Butler's book, War is a Racket, everyone in the military is basically a slave to the military industrial complex. That's just true. It's just true. If you don't believe me, read Major General Smedley Butler, one of the most highly decorated Marines in Marine history. Listen to what he says about how he was used as a pawn, basically, for foreign policy, which is what Henry Kissinger is quoted to have saying. Military men, he said, this is Henry Kissinger, this is not me. Henry Kissinger is quoted as saying, military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy. And that's exactly what's happening to you if you're in the military right now, or if you're ex-military, that's what happened to you. If you're in the military, that's what's happening to you. It's just a current reality. You are a pawn. You are a slave. You are a servant to the military industrial complex. Now, does this mean that I hate military men and women? Does this mean that I hate cops? No. But what I want people to do is come to the knowledge of the truth so that they can walk in truth and get away, step away from, break the mold of delusion, turn on the lights, take the smelling salts of reality, find out what's really happening. I'm not going to thank you for your service. Think about what you did. Think about what you've done. Why are 21 military people committing suicide every day? Part of that is PTSD. They're suffering PTSDs because they were put in a spot where they had to compromise their morality. They sold their souls when they signed on the dotted line to the military industrial complex. It doesn't matter the reason. You could have had really good motives. I want to protect and secure democracy. I want to protect everybody back home. I want to make sure that the American way of life continues. It doesn't matter. You could have had the best motives. But you have to come to the truth. You have to come to the knowledge of the truth that you were used as a pawn to do evil things. And you, in fact, did evil things. You have to come to the knowledge of that. We're never going to change society until we come to grips with the truth of what the military complex is all about. This is why Eisenhower warned us about the military industrial complex. We have to understand that the Pentagon is one of the most evil, corrupt organizations operating out of one of the most surveilled buildings, not only in America, but in the world. A building, by the way, that only produced 4 frames of a supposed aircraft flying into the Pentagon, the most surveilled building on the planet, and we only get 4 frames of some kind of explosion happening on September 11th, 2001. Give me a break. All lies. Bunch of garbage, a bunch of lies. I don't want to digress too much, but I want you to know I love military people. They're my fellow human beings. Why would I hate them? If I hate them, I hate me. But we need to be free, and you can't be a free person if everybody around you is a slave to the system. If everybody around you is a slave to the system and you're free in your mind, you're not going to be free, because they're going to be calling for the government to initiate unjust force and violence on you. I'm only free if you are. You're only free if your neighbors are. This is all about freedom. I mean, true freedom. We're not free in this country. Stop singing, "Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave." Stop singing it. It's not true. You can try to convince yourself. You can immerse yourself in the delusion of that stupid song at sporting events. You're not free. If you think you're free, stop paying your property taxes. Find out how free you are. Find out how long it takes for men with guns to come to your house and evict you off of your property. It's really not your property though, right? If you have to constantly pay the government for your right to live there, you're not free. Stop paying taxes. Find out how free you are. Men with guns will come to your house, arrest you, and throw you into a cage because you refuse to be extorted by them any longer. Now, if we all rise up and we come to the knowledge of the truth, and there's strength in numbers, but we all got to be on the same page, and it's pretty basic, right? You don't want somebody stealing from you. I don't want somebody stealing from me. You don't want anybody harming you. I don't want anybody harming me. But the basis of the military-industrial complex is, how'd our oil get under Iraq? Huh. That's weird. Our oil doesn't need to be under Iraq. We need to go get our oil. Hey, guess what? Our oil is also under Venezuela. We need to set up a puppet dictator, somebody that nobody's ever heard of, Juan Guaido. Let's send Juan Guaido out there so we can get our oil. And then John Bolton, Mr. Warhawk, John Bolton, says we're going to secure American oil interests in Venezuela. They don't even hide it. You're not supposed to say it. You're not supposed to say that on mainstream media. It's supposed to be more deceptive than that, isn't it? So anyway, I'm not against military men and women. I'm not against those who wear a uniform and call themselves law enforcers. I'm actually for them. I'm for them being free in their minds. I'm against what they do. I don't hate them as people. It'd be like the Nazi SS. I don't hate them as people. I hate what they're doing. What they're doing is evil, and therefore that makes them evil. But they're still human beings. They're at a point in their journey, just like I'm at a point in my journey. I used to be a statist. I used to be just like that. I'd be like, yeah, law enforcement, why are you speaking against law enforcement? They're just out there trying to do their jobs. If you're out there just turning your mind off and going, whatever the parasitic politicians say, that's what I'm going to do, and that's my job. But you're harming people, but it's my job. Yeah, but you just ruined that guy's life by throwing him in jail and giving him a criminal record because he just had a plan. But it's my job. I want to follow the politician. But you ruined his life. You're killing people. You're harming innocent people. You're ripping fathers out of homes because you think a plant is evil. And the reason you think a plant is evil is because you signed on the dotted line and you signed your soul away and decided to listen to parasitic politicians. Some of the most corrupt human beings on the planet are politicians, and you're going to be an order follower of politicians? Give me a break. Be honest. If you're going to initiate unjust force and violence and be a thug and be a murderer and ruin people's life, at least admit it. Don't try to submerge yourself into this delusion and try to convince all of us that you're a great guy and we need to thank you for your service. And, oh, my job is so dangerous. Well, my job would be dangerous too if when I clocked in, I was poking people in the eye, provoking them. I wonder why the Hornets want to sting me. I'm just hitting their nest with a baseball bat. Why did the Hornets want to harm me? Why does the grizzly bear want to harm me? I'm just trying to take their cubs. Come on, man. The light's on and nobody's home. This is vital. Are you really for America? Are you really for freedom? Then stop sanctioning the initiation of unjust force and violence on people who haven't done anything wrong just because they're wearing a camouflage outfit or wearing a costume with a tin badge and a gun. and a utility belt. So my channel is this. It's just a plea to all you military guys out there. We're going to need you. We're going to need you because things are about to go down, and we need your humanity. We need your sense of compassion. We need you to tune in to what's really going on. You are being used by the military-industrial complex, not for American interests, but for international banking cartel interests. This is all about securing and protecting the FRN, the Federal Reserve Note, the Ponzi scheme, the petrodollar, whatever you want to call it. This is all about acquiring resources, gold and oil, or whatever you see in foreign lands. This is all about bowing down to Israel and serving them because Trump's got a Benjamin Netanyahu collar around his neck. Wake up. Wake up. Israel controls us. They control the Senate. They control the House. All 535 political parasites are being controlled by Israel. Look at Cynthia McKinney's testimony. Look at the testimony of people who used to be senators and congressmen who've got out of that stuff and showed they had to sign this document saying, hey, we're not going to speak against Israel. Oh my God, if you say something against Israel, you're anti-Semitic. It's so easy to say that and be ad hominem about the whole thing. Anyway, guys, that's all I got to say. I love military people, but you guys are doing wrong. You're doing evil. You're being used as pawns, as dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy. Kissinger, evil man, Kissinger. And it's evil what they're doing to you. But it's just as evil for you to continue to submit to. You need to wake up or we're doomed. We're doomed. They're going to make you guys turn your guns on us. If you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give them a thumbs up, share them with everybody you know, and I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban and now 100% demonetized video.